The third stop on the 2014 Three Rivers RC racing season. Mountain Range Raceway. Not the old Mountain Range Raceway you're thinking of. A completely revamped speedway. A new turn 1, a new turn 2. The chicane, gone. Racing will improve dramatically. As you can see, these drivers are going to turn 1. The second longest straightaway in the entire league, by the way. And then they come around this sharp, narrow hairpin, but they have all this space to run off if they do happen to make an error. Then it's going to be getting through the gearbox. First, second, third, fourth. Coming into this sharp right-hand turn, a left-hand turn, another left-hand turn, the right-hand turn, and then one final left-hand turn as they come back to the start-finish line. Get ready for some rough and ready road course racing. Chad Limburner picks up his second pole of the 2014 season. He'll be leading the field to the green flag. Bill Steinbach in second, and Steve Brown in third place. Get ready for the first 35-lap road course race of the season. Chad Limburner begins to roll, and they remain at caution car speed coming out of turn number 2. Out of turn number 3, going into turn 4, then 5, then turn number 6. Actually, turn 5, technically only a 5-turn course. Green is out. Chad Limburner leads the field towards turn number 1. Some confusion early in this one.
All three drivers have a little trouble going at least caution speed after taking the green flag, but Steinbach's the first to get rolling, and he is moving now. Limburner has some trouble in the grass. He'll have to go out and get his car. What we're hearing is that he is having a reception issue on the track today.
You can see with the brick wall and the garage doors on the corner there, we're getting word that the drivers are actually having trouble not only seeing the cars, but the radios have to work around that, and that little second delay they have affects their on-track performance.
And I just want to call out as we see, a wreck here when we take the green flag again on a restart here. Steinbach has the lead again. Brown hits the outside wall in turn number 1. Limburner has trouble there as well.
Steinbach has at least a straightaway lead over the rest of the field. Looks like Chad is loose in turn number 4, but he gets going. He lost reception. Then he wrecks onto the front stretch at the exit of turn number 5. And we'll have yet another caution flag here on lap number 3.
As I was saying before, I just want to call out our, track maintenance team, preparation team. Very poor effort today. Okay, they put that Mud Guy banner on one of the garage doors. You can kind of see it there. But as you can see, it's covered by the glare of the setting sun, so we'll be sure never to get it there again. We do want to thank him for his sponsorship again.
There'll definitely be some layoffs this week from the track maintenance team. Steve Brown has the lead. Steinbach's in second, and Limburner's back in third place, but Bill takes the top spot from Steve at turn number 5.
Limburner had a chance to take second away from Brown after Brown pushed that tire into the track. The yellow Chevrolet gets stuck on it.
They might want to get on the gas pedal. Bill Steinbach is right there trying to lap them. He'll get together with Chad Limburner at the exit of turn number 2.
Oh, and again.
And they're still stuck together, and that will bring out a yellow flag. A lot of cautions early in this one.
Of course, they're getting used to the new configuration. Two of these teams are on old tires right now, both Limburner and Brown. That Dodge and that Chevy both having trouble with rear grip this evening.
You can see Bill Steinbach drops back to third spot. They're probably anticipating some action up front, and it might have paid off for him. He already is in second spot, trying to get first from Steve. And he does it on the outside of turn number 4 and clears him in 5.
I want to commend Steve Brown. That was some good driving there. He let Steinbach go, and now he takes the lead again. Limburner's in second place. Now he's figured out how to run this track.
Chad very loose and can't hold on to it. He'll go into that tire wall. And it looks like Bill Steinbach might have a mechanical issue. The front end is very low on that car.
Yeah, I think that's a shock, it looks like. Look at how that front left end is practically dragging on the ground.
And it's definitely going to affect him. You can see it right there, but he's still keeping up with Steve Brown. Chad Limburner wrecks in turn number 5 right in the middle of the shot. Steve Brown gets loose and loses the front end at the exit of turn number 5. Steinbach definitely has a mechanical issue, and this caution could be a blessing for him. You see him dart over to that car. It looks like the reason for the caution was Chad Limburner wrecked at the entrance to turn number 1 at the end of the front stretch.
You can see Steinbach there fixing that shock that has broken off. Actually, last season, they thought they had it fixed. Obviously not. Common theme with this team, eh?
Now, will this be one of their 4 attempts at repairing this car for the event?
Yes, that is a new rule this year. They're limiting it to 4 per mechanical failure. So if that shock comes off 3 more times and he can't get it repaired, he is out of the event on whichever lap that 4th failure happens.
Green is back out. Chad Limburger got the jump, but he couldn't hold on to the rear end of that car. Loses it going into turn 1. Steve Brown, your leader.
Steinbach's catching up quick here. He can go through those, I guess, what do you want to say, like an S-bend there, pretty easily as Limburger Rex goes a lap down. Oh, look at Steinbach going through the grass.
Pretty serious impact. We'll see if the skid plates have any damage after that one.
I want to commend him, though. Good racing around that little bit of a wreck there with Limburger and Brown. He got to the outside and got around those cars using his agility, using the vehicle's agility to his advantage.
Chad Limburger cut turn 1 a little bit too short, but he still has a sizable lead over the rest of the field. He had a 3-second lead over Steinbach. Now Steinbach takes the top spot, and there's contact, but they continue rolling. Steve Brown back in 3rd place.
Yes, and we're going around here again. You can see Steinbach. He's doing really well today. Kind of getting around the corners. He has obviously the most rear grip of all the drivers here, and he's using that to his advantage as he did last year. You can just see the amount of torque these cars produce with this camera angle as Steinbach fixes that wing there.
Looks like that rear spoiler. The word from our trackside reporter is the right rear mount on the right side of the car has broken, and that spoiler is only hanging on by 1 bolt. Steinbach jumps out to a sizable lead as Brown and Limburger tangle together at the restart line.
They're going to say they never took the green flag, that they never crossed the start-finish line. So we're going to do this restart again.
There's that track maintenance team coming out to the track to fix those cones. One thing they got right today.
Barely. Limburger has the middle lane. You can see the front of his car. The paint's already chipping, and he has a lead now. His first lead of the race here for more than leading 1 lap off of a restart.
Pretty aggressive move. He cut across the nose of the outside car, and he'll wreck in the final turn coming onto the front stretch, and he ricochets off one of those go-kart tires into one of the full-size truck tires, throws that automobile back onto the track on lap 19, but there will be a caution flag.
You can just see how wicked. Look at how wicked Lucy is, and then he goes right in the middle of the track and flying over the center line.
He just lost it. And we talk about how much torque these cars have. When they lose their maximum amount of grip on those tires, that's the end result.
Whoa! Limburger gets shoved to the outside and into the fence there.
And it looks like he knocked over a section of the wall.
Brown has a sizable lead now. Steinbach and Limburger are duking out for 2nd place, and Limburger comes into the shot flipping.
Big flip in the short chute after some contact with Steinbach.
He'll go 3/4 of a lap down, and we'll have a caution here on lap 21.
That could be our first serious flip of the season.
Take a look at what happened. We could only see the end of it there.
Drafting. He got into the rear end of Bill Steinbach, went up and over that Ford into the grass, and lands on all 4 wheels. Not as bad as it looked from that angle.
No, definitely. Back to the race here. Limburger takes the inside lane. They're going to have Steinbach come around, and he has a lead now. Look at Brown, though, trying to draft up behind that car.
Big flip up in turn number 1. Limburger rushes over to that Chevrolet, puts it back on all 4 wheels, and he will not lose a lap, and there will not be a caution flag. But it looks like he has a problem coming into the short chute.
Again, reception, and we think that that's actually his speed controller as well. His speed controller had to be replaced after he purchased that car, shortly after purchasing that car. And if you notice, sometimes he's not able to go in reverse and go forward immediately after doing that. It's a safety feature of the speed controller, the electronic speed controller. But these other 2 cars don't have it. They just have the stock speed controller, which is fairly cheap, but it gets the job done, and it allows them to do those fast racing maneuvers that these drivers have to do. So Limburger's been able to cope with it so far. Not too well, though. Only
4 wins.
4 wins in the last couple seasons here.
Almost over 30 races now. Never took the green on that last attempt. Some contact there between Brown and Steinbach, and Chad Rex by himself.
You can see it there. He's trying to go in reverse, and his speed controller just won't let him do it. He has 2nd place, though, and he's trying to catch up to Brown, doing a pretty good job, and he'll lose reception there as Steinbach crosses over the track, loses reception himself.
Steve Brown now has a generous lead, and Chad Limburger still trying to get that Chevrolet to move. He can't get it going, and there will be a yellow flag right here on lap 25. Chad's going to take, it looks like, the bottom lane. Steve's in the middle. Bill's going to be up high. Steve Brown comes up across the racetrack into him. Chad gets into the go-kart tire, bouncing back into Bill. Bill's able to gather it up and keep going.
Limburger was able to kind of block Steinbach for about 1/4 of a lap there, and he pushes him, turns him into the tire wall.
Serious accident right there for Bill Steinbach. That wreck was a lot harder than it looked, and he could have some damage from it. You can see the spoiler looks askew and the front end is lower, indicating they have a shock issue. Here it is again.
That'll be the second time that he has a shock failure in this race.
Look at that car snap around.
You can see the front tire too bouncing there after it's let loose.
We also heard they had the control arm come off on that one. Green is back out. That looks like they've got their mechanical issues figured out, and he's in the lead now. Some drafting there between Brown and Limbrunner.
Whoa, loose.
Chad got up into the loose stuff. A little bit of water there from earlier in the day. Bill Steinbach's still your leader. Steve Brown right there in second place. He made up a lot of time going into the corner, and he'll lose it off the corner. Lap 30, 5 more circuits to go.
It seems off that last corner, Brown is not as good as Steinbach at all, and Limburner dies again, either losing reception or running out of battery there. He gets moving again, though. Brown pushes him, so that could have been a speed controller thing. And Steinbach is still leading this race with Brown getting tangled with Limburner towards the end of that lap there.
Bill's trying to stay out of lap traffic. You know, we've got less than 5 laps to go. No more cautions in this one. He doesn't need to get tangled up with a lap car in Chad Limburner right here. You can see him trying to keep his distance from him, and that is allowing Steve Brown to make up crazy amounts of time on him.
Whoa!
And he'll lose a lot of it right there as he got loose coming out of turn number 2.
Steinbach got loose coming out of what used to be the chicane, though.
Bill's going to lose a lot of time right there. He looked a little confused.
He's
got to
close.
Get into the grass. He's got to watch out for Chad. Steve wrecks on the inside wall and flips over. Bill Steinbach crosses the line in first place. Steve Brown will come across in second in the air after contact with Limburner. And then Chad will come around for third place. Bill picks up his 3rd win of the season and the 49th of his career in the Mud Guy RC, Three Rivers RC Racing Division.
All right, we'll see you next time. We will be back at Moon Speedway for a race before going to Shippen Raceway Park, one of the driver's favorite tracks. And then we have a long summer stretch of Moon Speedway before getting into the playoffs. So stay tuned on the Three Rivers RC Racing channel.